Hey guys, welcome to Podcast Fandom Premium. I'm your host, Nina.
And I'm Donald.
And we are back to cover the second season of From. We're going to be talking about Season 2, Episode 1, Strangers in a Strange Land. So, last season, the first season, we covered on the podcast. It's so crazy to me that it was just last year, because shows typically don't come back this fast.
Yeah, on the streaming services.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And yeah, we did cover this just in 2022, right? Because we were watching this in the apartment, right? Mm-hmm. And we enjoyed it. I did not remember a lot of little details, and I definitely didn't remember my feelings on the finale. And one of our listeners, Juan, went back and listened to it recently. I guess he was watching the show in preparation for season 2. And he sent me a DM on Twitter, and he was like, "Hey boss," he calls me boss because Juan used to write for the website. So people like him and Matthew F., if you see me interacting with them on Twitter and Facebook and they're like, "Hey boss lady," or boss, that's why they call me that. But anyway, he was like, "Hey boss, just checking to see if you guys are covering season 2 of From, because I just listened to the finale podcast for season 1 and you were over it." I just be talking shit though. Mm-hmm. I just be talking shit. But here I am, back, because I like me a mystery box, you know? I like a mystery box show. I like trying to figure shit out. I like, these crazy weird ideas, and as a writer, I'm always like, how the fuck do people come up with this stuff and how do you pull it off? So yeah, I'm back. And I'm excited to talk about it. I have no notes though, because we watched it yesterday to just kind of enjoy it. It premiered yesterday, right? Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah,
was it yesterday?
Yep, Sunday. Today's Monday.
The 23rd. Okay, for some reason I thought it dropped on the 21st, but that's right, it was yesterday. So we watched it yesterday, just kind of enjoy it, and I thought that I would have an opportunity to write it again and take notes, but I didn't, because I leave for Korea in 9 days, and it's just a lot to be done, and I'm trying to record as much as possible to make sure that you guys have content while I'm gone. So we had time to record tonight, so we're just going to record it early and get it out there. So Donnie, because I don't have notes, I want to go kind of character by character, if that makes sense, and talk about the events that happened to them in that way. But first, I want to hear what you thought of this season premiere. And forgive me, guys, if you hear like licking and panting. It's not anything sexy going on. It is my dog over here, and he's whining because he wants food that I haven't eaten yet, and he can't have it. Anyway, so apologies for the puppy noises you're going to hear. What did you think of this premiere?
So I damn sure forgot about almost everything in that first season.
That's funny, because you were more hyped than anyone. Like for the past week, every day you've been like, I can't wait, and you didn't even remember what happened.
Nope, I didn't remember most of that shit. And I was like, but I think what draws me to the show, like the overall thing, and you kind of nailed it. It's just, it's different, and the overall what's going on in the world that they built is what draws me to the show. So that's kind of like what I remember. Like I remember that, hey, they're stuck in this town, there's no way out, like that type of shit, like the overall thing. But then when you get into the little stories of each character, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
But I like the world that's built here.
Say.
That being said, the dialogue in this show is fucking horrible. Like,
See?
I was watching, like, the way, like, they would say stuff like you would just that normal people wouldn't say, but they would say words or say stuff, and it's like normal people. That's written like in a book or something like that, but normal people won't say that shit. So I felt that weird in quite a few places, and then I don't like that. Like, this feels like the very first episode of season 1, with the one we meet the family and the other car crash. These people now distressed and stuck out in the dark. And
but shows got to do that, right? We talked about that with Okay, first of all, you guys, sorry. Really quickly, Kaylee took the dog, so I'm like, maybe I will try to eat. So I've been on mute, and I wanted to put rice with the rest of my food, and I was talking, and I almost just dumped this rice all over my laptop. Yep. Because my brain is fried. Anyway, but we've talked about that, right? Like, with second season, shows try to, like, especially when you have, like, this really kind of wild premise, right? It's like, you get people hooked, but you have to keep them, right?
Right.
And you don't want to give all the answers. And this is such a limited setting, right? Like, this one location, that they were kind of forced to bring in new people to lose, you know what I mean? People who don't know what's going on, to repeat that whole, the kind of mystery and and everything of the first season. But yeah, it is very much like the first season, with a whole new group of people that you have to explain all this shit to.
Yes.
Were you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and just like this stuff, I do remember from the season 1 that I really liked was the other guy that was in the car accident, the tech guy, like his seeing shit and doing all, like, I like his, and I don't feel like he did a whole lot in this episode, but his story was interesting to me in season 1.
Yeah, he is so funny because he was like, Donna. She's like, what? She's like, there's a bus in front of the fucking diner. Oh my God. You guys said you didn't mind if I eat in podcast, and I hope you meant it, because I'm totally eating in podcasting, because 9 days, y'all. I leave in 9 fucking days, and I got so much to do. And most days I'm like unmotivated to do like any of it. And I have like personal stuff to do, stuff I have to take care of for the kids, stuff I got to take care of for me. And then of course stuff for the trip. So I didn't get to eat. I'm eating now. So you ready to just talk about it? Because I liked it, but I agree with you. The dialogue is trash. It's very, network TV.
Yeah.
And to your point about, like, people don't talk that way. Like, we just don't. People don't, like, they'll have a person ask a question, like a really good fucking question, like, why can't we get back on the bus, right? Or, why can't we leave? And instead of the person being like, okay, look, sit down, let me explain it to you. I know it's going to sound crazy, but they do that shit where she's just like, if I told you, you're not going to believe me, so you just have to trust me. And then she pulls out a gun and she shoots, and I'm like, yeah, this is why, of course, you know, and you got motherfuckers running left and right, and it's silly. But those little vampire cave people are creepy as fuck, so I'm all in.
Right.
Okay.
Like the one in the beginning, like, it just bugged me for no reason. It's like the scene with the woman checking out the black kid, and she's doing this whole fucking exam, like from toe to head, going through all these different drills and stuff, and then this guy's like, he's been there the whole fucking time. He's like, are you a doctor or something? It's like, dude, you just watched her do this whole fucking physical on this guy.
Right?
You don't say shit like that.
Right? Like, I mean, I guess she could be a nurse. She could be,
like,
I mean.
That's something, like, he already knew she was something. Like,
yeah. I get it. Okay, so who do you want to start with first?
It don't matter.
Pick, because I'm eating.
The wife.
Tabitha?
Mm-hmm.
So her and fucking, what's his name?
Oh shit.
What's it? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to remember it. Don't tell me. Wait. It's not Nathan, is it?
No.
Okay. Oh my God, don't tell me. His name is Victor.
Yes.
Woo! I almost said Vincent. Okay. So Victor and Tabitha, because she fell, right? Like below the house.
Right.
And that's where those motherfuckers live, apparently.
Yep.
Underground. And he told her that. He's like, they're sleeping right now. And they eventually see them. Like sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what did they come across? First, they found
a luggage.
The suitcase with like the stickers on. It's an old suitcase too, like an old style suitcase.
Right,
and inside it was like a white dress, right, or a nightgown.
Nightgown. So that's one of the vampires. When like I'm trying to, I don't remember all of them from season 1, but I wonder if one of them's in the nightgown.
Okay. Well. This food isn't very good. I mean, it's okay, but yeah, so they find that. And she was so annoying at first because he was like, you got to be quiet. Like, he was doing the right thing. He was like, this is where they sleep. You have to be quiet. Follow me. We have to get out of here. He was just letting her know, this is where we are. This is the danger. This is what you need to do to keep us out of danger. Let's go. And this chick is like, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh my God, if you don't shut the fuck up.
When they came across the rats, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's just like, she's like, I just want to go back.
I'm like, girl, it's either rats or vampires. You better pick a fucking struggle. So anyway, they come across them, and you were like, oh my God, they really in there sleeping. I was like, yeah, it's like the Lost Boys.
They all had their little pocket in the caves.
But what was that thing where it was like somebody threw up something and it rolled and it hit?
That was a kid.
A kid vampire?
Yeah, but that for whatever reason they have the kids like in jail cells.
They're in playpens.
Or at least the one is. Like, I'm just like, and they were awake, not sleeping like the other ones. I don't know. It's just weird.
Were they playing a game? Like, what was that?
Yeah, they were playing a game.
Can I just tell you guys, white rice is life. God, I love white rice.
White sticky rice.
Yeah, it's so good. So, and then they just eventually run for it, right? And we don't see them again. Because they wake up and they start walking.
They get out. Yeah, they get out of the little cave.
They do?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yep, they get, because they woke up. The vampires woke up.
That's right.
They were running from them, so they got out, and the sun's out, so I'm guessing they can't come outside. So
right,
they're free and going back to the town.
So, all right, who do you want to talk about next?
Who else do we have? I don't know. Fuck, who else is
the husband?
Again? Yeah.
What's his name?
Fuck, I don't know.
Girl, I mean, man. Jim. So Jim is trying to find his wife, right? Mm-hmm. He goes to the house. He sees the sinkhole in the basement.
Well, it's just like he doesn't deal with it. No, he dealt with the bus. Oh no, he goes to the bus people later. Okay.
Who?
Who goes to the bus people?
Not Jim. Jim is stuck because Jim going to spend the night down there. Remember him and the other guy.
So Jim and his daughter went to the house.
Right. She showed up later.
Right.
She ran off, and she showed up. I'm trying to think if he had already been trapped when she showed up. I think so. But there's a lot of, in the beginning of the episode, because I have it on now in the background, there's a lot of, like, them trying to, like, okay, you need to go here and do this. We need to do this. Like, yes. And her being like, no, I gotta go get my dad. I gotta find my mom. And I'm like, I don't know why we keep writing teenagers like this, because they're not like this.
Right.
They're really not. Maybe they used to be, but like teenagers nowadays are way more savvy, especially at her age. Like they're writing her like she's 13.
Right.
And I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. It makes me want her to get bitten, eaten, killed because she's so terrible. But so let's talk about the bus people because that'll explain how they got there. So this bus pulls up. And I'd forgotten that it pulled up at the finale.
Right.
So the bus pulls up, and as it turns out, it is the cold open was like Boyd ringing the bell again, and it turns out it was a guy on the bus dreaming this.
Yes.
Right. And when he sees that they are driving through the town, he panics and he's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. And the bus starts to stop. And he's like, no, don't stop this bus. And he gets up and he starts, yelling and stuff, and he throws up. So they pull over. And like you said, one of the other passengers is a doctor. And she's examining him. And two of the guys, one has this like jacket, like a denim jacket with like a bunch of like decals and stuff all over it. And then the other guy is this white guy who was kind of a dick to the guy who got sick, the black guy who got sick. I think his name is Elgin. That's his name. And I remember that because it's similar to Boyd's son's name, which is like Ellis or something, right? Anyway, he's kind of a dick to Elgin. But Elgin was like, when she asked him like what happened, he said, I had a bad dream, or I had a dream. And what I'm trying to figure out is if this is going to be one of those things where he was just on that bus, he doesn't know anything about this place, but he fell asleep and had a dream about the place. And then when he woke up, he's like, holy fuck, this is the place for my dream. We got to get the fuck out of here. You know how when you wake up from a dream?
He played it like something.
Or that he knew from...
he said specifically something bad's going to happen here.
Okay, but is that because, again, he has prior knowledge from before he got on the bus? Or was he just a regular person on the bus, had a dream about the place, and now that's why he's freaking out? Or do you think he knew about this place before he woke up? Before he fell asleep, I should say.
It played to me like he knew this place before.
Okay, see, I think that's what they want you to think, but I don't think he did. I feel like they wrote it that way on purpose, and they're leaving us hanging. And I really feel like when he answered the question, it was like, I had a dream. That is the answer. Like, he's only freaked out because he had a dream about this place while he was on that bus. But I could be wrong.
Right.
So those two guys that were on the bus when Elgin was getting examined end up running to help the guy who runs the bar, and to help get Jim, who got trapped.
Right.
Like, it was unstable, and it was there was more sinkage, and he got trapped under some rubble, and they are trying to get him out, because when she arrives, the house is like, basically it starts to fall, right? Like the whole house starts
to me, it's like it got pulled down to
that's what I mean. It's like a sink. It's on a sinkhole or something.
Right, but like even that, I think those vampires are the ones that are making that house collapse.
Really? Okay.
I think that the house was structurally fine. I felt like it was them trying to cover the hole.
Okay. So either way, they're like, okay, we got to get this motherfucker out. And so those two guys help, but then they end up getting trapped, right? Because that's when the house fell, right? The house fell after they went in it.
Right.
The guys were in it, and then the house fell. That's right. And so They eventually decide, because they can't get them out without like running the risk of possibly making it worse. Like they can't work fast. They need to work fast because the sun is going down, but they can't. It's too dangerous to work fast. So they're like, we need to stop. And Jim has the idea that they'll cover it up and be quiet, and maybe the vampires won't know they're under there.
Yeah.
And that is the main reason I can't wait for next week.
Because you know at least one of these people are dying.
It's going to be amazing.
And all these bus people are going to be like, all right, we're not leaving.
Like, so it's
Or they're gonna
interesting
try to leave.
because they make them all get in the diner because the house, and this is what I don't understand. What happened to the house? Like, there was like, one girl got glass in her face because I don't remember like
the big house.
The orgy house.
Yes. So the crazy or the computer guy, the
startup guy, the rich guy.
Yes, the rich guy. Mm-hmm. He was doing something at the end of the season. Remember, to make a radio. And
right.
He needed all the electricity, so they had strung up all these lamps and everything, any kind of electricity they could find in the house. They all strung it up so that he could get power outside to do that. So when that whole thing at the cave-in and all that stuff,
that's right.
Something popped all the electricity, so all the bulbs just popped, and that woman was by one, and that light bulb went into her eye.
Into her eye. It's like not in her eye, right?
Oh, it looked like it was in her eye to me.
Okay. So what was I gonna say? I'm trying to think what happened. Oh, so yeah, they're tending to that, and then that's when they get the news about the bus people. So Donna and Kenny and some others like rush over there because she's like, these people, we got to do this all over again. We got to explain to these motherfuckers why they can't leave, and it's going to be a big old thing. Speaking of the bus people, the bus driver is a black woman who is not here for this shit, like at all.
And see, that's like, because they let Jim do it and all that, and I guess they're saying, oh, it's going to be dark soon, but I feel like you have to let these people do the loop to realize that
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
but so I'm thinking as the bus driver here, you're just these people are fucking crazy. I'm leaving. Like,
so they must not have done the loop yet.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that was the thing with Jim.
Right, because they drove.
It'll be a little bit, and it'll be a little bit easier to believe the other stuff if you experience the loop.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she was not having it. Mm-hmm. She told Donna, if you don't move.
And I really thought she was going to get in that van or the bus, and a few of them would go with her.
And then they come right back.
Uh-huh. Or they die on the bus.
So,
or they get right back and then die.
They make them get in when she shoots out the tire and everybody panics, and then Kenny shoots a bullet in the air, and they make everybody go back into the diner because they had let them in before to kind of freshen up and rest while they were helping Jim, right, with the house stuff. And but some people ran off. There's a black guy with his white wife. Remember that part?
Yeah.
And Donna shot that tire. And he was like, come on, girl, we got to go. He put his arm around her and they just ran. That was the realest shit. But then Fatima ran after them. Alice's girlfriend.
Right.
And they were like, girl. And she was like, I can't just let them die. And I'll be like, you can, actually. Like, I mean, I guess, but like, how far are we willing to go? You know what I'm saying? So there's one part that I did not get to really pay a lot of attention to, and it's on now, so I want to talk about it. When I got to get his name, the tech guy, he starts talking to the little kid, the little annoying kid. Is his name Ethan?
Yes.
I can't believe I remember that. And he realizes, oh, the kid is friends with Victor. And remember, they had figured out that Victor has been here a really long time. Remember from the picture.
Right.
So he was like, you know, Victor knows things, and I think that he may be, you know, have the answers and all this stuff. Do you know where his room is? And he goes into Victor's room and he's snooping. Does he find anything?
I'm on that scene right now, and as of now,
because he's showing him the
he showed the boy
the symbol, right?
Right, and he's like he basically he knows more than what he's telling us.
Yeah.
Or he knows more than he even knows himself.
So, and yeah, because he found a journal with the symbol in it, right? And he's like,
yes.
that's the journal is really old, and the symbol's like,
on every single
yeah. Mm-hmm. And the way he's like explaining it to this kid, like it's not a kid. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And he called him. He says, "You're a creepy little fuck kid." Yeah,
he did. But he didn't know what a Polaroid was. He shows. He did. He finds it. He finds him. He shows the little boy the Polaroid, and the man in the photo is holding the journal, and then he notices the little kid. This little kid is so cute. They had to have filmed this like almost right after they finished season 1.
Right.
Because he ain't grow up a bit. I really thought it was going to be awkward. His voice was going to have dropped and shit. Because you know how fast kids grow. But no. And that's another thing I've forgotten about. I forgot about the preacher.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I was thinking he was the feds last season. And then he got killed. And I was like, aw. So yeah, I think the conversation basically ends with him, with Ethan and the tech guy basically saying like the symbols, there are good symbols and bad symbols, and that these may be bad symbols that make you do bad things. And he's like, you're a creepy little kid. So let's talk about the doctor. She helped Elgin, and then, who got sick? Somebody else. Something happened to someone else. Oh, when the house fell, they pulled out the one guy that was kind of being a jerk to Elgin. Mm-hmm. They pull him out, but he's kind of hurting and like, it's okay. And they have to check him out. And it's when, oh my God, what is her name from season 1? The doctor. Hold on, let me pull it up. I'm sorry, you guys. I thought I remembered names, and I don't. It's not Christy, is it? No. Wait, it may be Christy. Let me get a good look at her. Is this her? Is that her name?
Yeah, that is her.
Oh, she looks different. In her IMDb picture, she looks different.
Yeah.
So anyway, Christy, I knew. Like, oh, that's right. Because Elgin starts having a seizure after he gets off the bus. That's right. But I knew that they were going to have known each other, because when you pointed out the fact that they're two doctors, mm-hmm. and you were like, somebody's going to die because they don't need two doctors. Like typically, right. You know.
Right.
Yes. And it's as he's having the seizure that the house collapses and Jim ends up getting stuck. It's when Elgin is having the seizure. That's right. So yeah, it turns out they know each other. Like, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, watch.
This is the girl that she was telling.
Yeah, that's her girlfriend. That's her fiance.
Or deputy, all of them, to turn him down.
And that poor guy. That poor guy. He had to watch them hugging and reuniting. And it's like, oh, it's all over for you. All right, let's talk about Boyd. Because that's why we're all here, right? Where's the girl that he went out with? The girl who tried to kill... She ended up killing her brother by accident.
Yeah, we haven't seen her.
That is who she killed, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, I just want to make sure. So he wakes up or we're back with him in the... Like, he got caught, like, in a chimney, right?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
And he tries climbing out, and he's like no luck, and he's like yelling and cussing, and then a voice calls out to him, and we knew that the guy, whoever it is, was like in bad shape when he was like, "Are you real?" And I was like, "Oh, this person is going through it." Like, so he ends up throwing him down a rope, and Boyd climbs out. And when he gets up there, the guy is malnourished, long hair and beard. So he's been there a long time, chained up. And he's happy that Boyd has a gun because he wants Boyd to kill him. What the fuck? Who would be keeping him down there?
I want to know how the fuck he got that rope down there.
That's true, too. Yeah, how the fuck did he do that?
I don't know. He had no hands.
Yeah, that's so true. Maybe he kicked it. I don't know. So who the fuck is this?
I don't know. And so, like, are they... I don't know. It's just... I bet you he's going to be somebody from... that Victor knows from the past or some shit.
That's Victor's dad. No, I'm kidding. No.
It's the guy with the head diary.
Yeah, the journal, the guy in the journal. Because, like, wasn't there something with, like, the tech guy, he hallucinated and he saw, like, a dead, like, Civil War soldier? Like, he saw, like, a bunch of... Yeah. We have some... Is there anything else? Because we have some feedback, and I feel like if we read the feedback, that may...
trigger some stuff.
Yeah. And just, so going forward, you guys listening to the From podcast, I think you can check the schedule. Next week, we'll have your podcast like normal. But then after that, I think we're going to do 2 a week. Just until I come back. So like for 3 weeks, it'll just be like one podcast with 2 episodes. And then when I come back, we'll do another 2. And then we'll go back to weekly. Does that make sense? Until it's done. Okay, so Juan sent in feedback. Speaking of which, I mentioned Juan at the top of the show. Hi, Nina and Donnie. I'm so happy we're back for this show, but MGM or Epics or whatever they're calling themselves these days could have done themselves a favor and not put it up against Succession and Yellow Jackets. True. Like, what the fuck is that about? I mean, this is a good night for the show. Like, it is a Sunday night. You know, we've kind of gotten used to having these types of things to watch on a Sunday night. But because of that, it's just a lot of competition on Sunday nights.
Well, you don't have to watch this on Sunday night. And neither do... Like, this drops freaking Sunday morning.
I wonder, though... Because I know networks...
Yellow Jackets has been coming out on Fridays.
That's true. I know networks, especially streaming services and networks that have like streaming apps. I know they don't count ratings the way they used to, because remember it was like, live viewing and then +1 day and all of that stuff. Like how soon people watch your shit. Now with streaming, and like you said, some shows dropping earlier. So like if it's a Friday night show, if it's a Sunday night show, which drops its episode streaming early on Fridays, like, are we still caring about like the Sunday numbers? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it matters much anymore, because I guess what would really matter is what are people doing? Like, if you don't get to watch it on Sunday because you would rather watch Succession or Yellow Jackets, it's not like the old days where you had to make sure you TiVoed it. Like, even if you don't, it's there. You can watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, so I guess to say, well, on Sunday nights, of the three, Succession has the most ratings, I don't know that means anything.
Right, because that's the only, like, HBO ain't gonna release their shit early. Like,
Right.
you have to watch it on Sunday night.
Yeah, well, if you don't want to be spoiled, then that's like, your Sunday night TV. But like the other shows, you can wait till Monday.
Right.
Like, yeah. Anyway, so Juan goes on to say, excuse me. First, I'm glad we got a bus full of cannon fodder for some juicy deaths. Yeah, because Homeboy in the jacket, I feel like he's already like the one who's unconscious.
Yeah.
In the rubble, like, he's not long for this world.
No.
They might even kill the bartender. I think he's still trapped down there with Jim.
Oh, yeah.
The show wasn't on for more than 5 minutes, and the Matthews clan already started getting on my nerves. Listen. The entire family is annoying as shit.
The daughter and the wife.
And the son. And Jim. They're all annoying.
Not as much as the daughter and the wife.
Yeah, but the daughter is the worst. Anyway, they're not as bad as Alina and Mal from Shadow and Bone, but they're a rung below in the most annoying main cast category. So I don't know if you... No, you did listen to it because you left a comment, Juan. The Shadow and Bone podcast with me and Sarah. But, yeah, I was saying how there's a thing where, sometimes you have a show and the show has like one central lead character and a bunch of supporting characters, like Grey's Anatomy, right? The show is named after Meredith Grey. She is the lead. And then there's all these other like co-leads or supporting actors. And there's so many times where you watch a show and everybody else on the show is more likable and more interesting than the main. And I think Grey's Anatomy is a perfect example of that. And Shadow and Bone, like the main girl in that show. You watched the first season, right?
I don't think I finished it, but I watched most of it.
Oh my God. They're the worst. I would much rather spend time with like the crows. They're so much fun. So anyway, Juan left feedback on that, or comment on that, and he agreed with me. Anyway, I'm glad we got some new people of color on the show, and it seems like the kid is going to join Ethan and Victor in the somehow connected to the Place crew. Oh, you mean Elgin. Okay. Speaking of Ethan, I see he's been drinking from the brand Stark water supply. His voice was almost as deep as Jade. Was it? I just noticed that he didn't look as older, as he hadn't aged as much as I suspected, as I thought that he would. And I just suspect that they probably filmed this shortly after they filmed season 1. But anyway, boss, I called it. Christy's fiance was on the bus. Yeah. Oh, poor Kenny. Oh, well. Yeah. He's done for.
Mm-hmm.
The way she had her fingers all entwined in that girl's hair. Anyway. Where was I? I lost my place. Oh, man, how tense was it when Victor and Tabitha was trying to get out of the monster's den? For a minute, I was checking if the actors got canceled or something. I'm also glad that they answered the "can you wear the talisman as a necklace" question, because I was asking that all of last season. Oh, yeah, because she said, it has to...
You have to be indoors.
Yeah. And it has to be hanging up in a domicile inside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like, give them a talisman or something.
You need 4 walls.
And it would be funny if giving them the talisman is how they got busted. Do you know what I mean? If those things, if they can sense it enough to stay away from it.
Got it.
If you're hey, there's rubble down, this house fell. I wonder what happened. Well, let's go look for something to eat. But then if you sense or that the talisman is down there, that may cause them to be why is there a talisman? Maybe they would think it was just the one that was in that house. I don't know. She did not have to shoot that tire out like that. But that black man putting his arm around his white wife and running off was hilarious. Anyway, Donna, I'm sure it's very hard to deal with getting new people to get inside before dark, but I don't know, shooting a bus with a shotty ain't it. Thank you. Anyway, I'm glad y'all decided to stick with the show. I hope it's worth it, and I understand all the people who do not want to pay for a new service. And although I could always allegedly watch it. Listen, For me, I don't like, I get it. People are like, I don't want another service. But for me, I would much rather pay $6, so $12, right? For 2 months, $6 a month for 2 months to watch a show I enjoy. It's like $12. It's like you spend more than that going to the movies. And this, I got like 10 hours of entertainment weekly. Like, come on. So that's what I love about the streaming services. When you get them, you don't have to keep them. And if you want to like go back 2 months from now, the shows are still there. It's great. I don't know why people complain, but I get it. Some people, like our friend Kimberly, they were like, I just don't want another one. I ain't doing it. Anyway, I decided to pay the $5 for this show in the hopes that if enough people do it, they'll renew the show. Yeah, I think this is like either $5.99 or $6.99 a month. It's not bad. We got another bit of feedback while we were reading Juan's feedback. Thank you, Juan. This is from Kimberly. She says, hello, Nina and Donnie. I rewatched the season finale from last year in preparation for this season. Oh, you smart. Meant to rewatch the entire season. And yeah, it was so creepy as hell, even with the lack of answers. Or should I say the answers that sparked more questions. Looky, fresh meat in the form of the people on the bus. I like how we all know them people on the bus ain't long for this world. Mm-hmm. Notice the brother, Elgin, who since they entered the Hellmouth and the dude bro steps to him, getting puked on in the process. Mm-hmm. Elgin suffers a seizure as the house crumbles. What is his connection to the town? Why did that dopey girl, Tabitha, remain in that section of the cave when Victor got the hell out of Dodge? Because she dopey, like you said. The monsters revert to their true form when they rest. Interesting. Wait a minute. So yeah, don't they always look like that?
No, they look like people.
What did they look like when they were resting? I didn't see that. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, their heads, their eyes were really small and red. Like when you see them when it's in a dark scene, their eyes kind of glow, but their mouth are really big with the big teeth.
How did I miss that? See, this is why I needed to rewatch. Now
they almost look like they had no eyes at all.
Let me rewind.
But they're wearing human clothes.
Yeah. So you can still tell like that was the cheerleader or whatever. And then as they woke up, they look more human-like, like how they look when they're outside.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. Hold on. I'm rewinding it because I want to see that. I can't believe that I missed that. She's so annoying. Oh my God. The wife is so annoying, you guys. And they're helping that guy. He was such a dick. The one who was a dick to Elgin.
Yep.
Okay, so it's like little kids in a playpen. A little ball comes out to knock over, like, they had, like, some stones stacked. I would have left after that. I wouldn't have stuck around for that. But anyway, okay. The house said, stop digging in my basement. Yeah, what was that? Like, is Elgin connected to the town? Because I just honestly thought, like I said, it was just a dream. Like, that might have, but he might be connected to it. Because, again, I've forgotten about the seizure in the house at the same time. Why would you go up to that gate? And then he's like, you shouldn't have done that. And she's like, what? And then I hate her. I hate her so much. And she's like, hey, wait, where's that water coming from? I hate her. Oh, yeah, they do look. Oh, my God. I wonder if they always look like that, but they can, like, entrance you to make you think they look normal. Because remember when it was like, don't look at them, don't talk to them, don't. Mm-hmm. And they don't run, which is convenient.
Right.
Notice that? They never run. Anyway, creepy ventriloquist dummy. Never a good sign. Where was their ventriloquist dummy?
Somebody hallucinated him.
What? Yeah, I definitely got to do notes or double watch before our podcast. This was a bad idea. I totally missed that. Who has a ventriloquist dummy?
Nobody, but I thought it was hallucination.
The acting on these girls' faces when, like, Christy, when she, like, glances and she sees her and she thinks it's her. And then the other girl, the same thing. Like, the acting is so good. Like, as you can see them both realizing that they're there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Anyway, finally, she says, we continue with the theme of the people who arrive having some connection to the people who currently or previously lived in the Hellmouth, with Christie's normal world girlfriend being on the bus. Okay, but who came... Wait. Who's connected to... Who else is connected to the people there?
Would you say the rich guy?
Who is he connected to?
He's connected to something here because he's seen visions and shit, but I don't know if he's...
I thought she meant like the people. Like somebody arrives and there's somebody who's there that they have a connection with. I think this is the first time we've seen that, right? Because the people... Well, the only new people we've seen arrive is...
Oh, I see.
The annoying family. And there was that one... There was that one thing where one of the vampires was like talking to the daughter. Remembers like, you don't recognize me? Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. And it's weird because there is a lot of hallucination going on because Boyd hallucinated his son in the chimney. Remember?
Yep.
How would you feel if it's just like some sort of, no.
Have you seen the poster for this?
No. What does it look like?
It's like the tagline is, "What if it was all a dream?"
No, see, I would be so mad. It better not be.
I'm gonna get pulled the poster for you. I just saw it today, and I was like,
"See, you went and ruined it. You ruined it." Oh, and then her final question, which I want more. When you hear this, Kimberly, tweet me and let me know why you think this exactly. But she says, this is her final part. She says, did Boyd travel to a different time? Because that guy does not appear to be of our time. So what do you mean by that? Because at first I thought, well, he's just, he's clearly been there a long time. Like, he's just spent his life, looks like years chained to this thing. But you're saying like he's not of our time. Why do you say that? Is it something about the way he spoke? Because I just thought he looked like an old, malnourished guy who'd been kept prisoner. But I'm curious to know more about that. So that's it. That's it. I don't think I think we kind of talked about everybody, right? Those were like the major things, I think.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. It'll be one of the last podcasts I do before I leave for Korea, is talking about the second episode. Super excited. They don't drop it early, right? Just Sunday morning. Early.
Yeah, as far as I know, Sunday morning.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably record on Monday because I leave Wednesday morning. So I'll try to record it on Monday. So for those of you following along, and if you think you want to get feedback in, apologies. That means you got to watch the episode Sunday or Monday during the day and get that feedback in, because we'll record Monday night. All right, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.